Have you ever felt like money always slips through your fingers, no matter how hard you try? Like you're doing everything right, yet nothing changes? Here's the twist: it might not be what you're doing, it could be what you're saying. Yes, one simple word. A word most people use every single day. A word so common, yet so dangerous, it could be blocking the flow of wealth into your life without you even knowing. What if this one word is silently shaping your future, your bank balance, and your mindset, right now? What if just removing this word could open new doors, attract unexpected opportunities, and change the way the universe responds to you? In this video, you'll discover the one specific word that silently kills your financial progress, why this word holds so much hidden power, and how it triggers a scarcity mindset, how top wealth coaches, psychologists, and even spiritual mentors warn against using it, and most importantly, what to say instead to attract money and abundance almost naturally. But here's the secret nobody talks about. Words don't just communicate thoughts, they create your reality. When you speak with power, belief, and intention, your world changes. But when you use certain words, innocent as they may seem, you send signals of limitation, fear, and lack. And the universe listens. Stay with me until the end, because I'm not just telling you what the word is, I'm going to show you how to remove it from your life, how to replace it, and how doing so could completely shift your relationship with money. This isn't just about language. It's about energy. It's about unlearning the words that keep you stuck, and learning the ones that set you free. So, get ready to take control of your vocabulary, and your destiny. Welcome to Bright Mind Within, where we unlock the hidden truths behind your thoughts, your words, and your power to manifest. If you're ready to grow, attract more, and think differently, don't forget to subscribe and join thousands of minds who are waking up to a new way of living. Words are more than just sounds or letters. They carry energy. They influence how we think, how we feel, and what we believe is possible. Every time you speak, you're not just describing your reality, you're shaping it. The words you choose build the blueprint of your thoughts. And those thoughts? They turn into actions. For example, when someone constantly says, "I can't afford that," they're not just making a comment. They're reinforcing the idea that lack is their normal state. Over time, this kind of language trains the brain to expect less, reach less, and accept less. That's how powerful words are. Psychologists have studied this deeply. According to cognitive behavioral research, the words we speak can activate certain emotional patterns in the brain. If we speak words that reflect fear, doubt, or limitation, our brains respond by reinforcing those emotions. It becomes a loop: words feed thoughts, and thoughts feed behavior. Wealth coaches have noticed the same thing. Many of them say that people who struggle financially often have a common pattern in their language. They speak with hesitation, scarcity, and uncertainty. They use phrases like "I always struggle with money," or "I'll never be rich," without realizing how much those words are programming their subconscious. On the other hand, successful individuals speak differently. They use words that show confidence, hope, and belief. Even when they face obstacles, they say things like, "I'll find a way," or "There's always a solution." This difference in language creates a completely different mindset and a different reality. The smallest shift in vocabulary can plant seeds for a major shift in life. Words are silent builders. They don't just describe who you are, they create who you become. So, what is this powerful word you should stop saying if you truly want to get rich? The word is can't. At first glance, it seems harmless. Just a contraction. Just something we all say without thinking. But underneath it, can't carries a heavy weight. It shuts down ideas before they're born. It blocks creativity. It tells your mind that the door is closed, even if it was never locked. Think about it. How many times have you said, "I can't afford that, I can't do that," or "I can't make that happen"? You might not even notice it anymore. That's the danger. It slips into everyday language so easily. People say it when looking at prices, when dreaming about a new life, or even when considering a job they feel unqualified for. And every time you say can't, your brain stops looking for solutions. It doesn't question or challenge. It simply agrees. You told it you can't, and now it won't even try. That's how the word quietly trains you to give up on yourself without realizing it. Even worse, can't often shows up when people are scared. Not because something is truly impossible, but because they don't believe in themselves. They use can't as a shield, a way to avoid failure, judgment, or risk. But in doing so, they also avoid growth, success, and wealth. It's spoken in casual conversations, in moments of stress, in self-talk. And each time, it sends a subtle but powerful message to your subconscious: this is not for you. It becomes a silent barrier that stands between where you are and where you want to be. And most people never notice they're building it with their own words. When you say can't, you're not just speaking a word, you're choosing a mindset. And in the world of money and success, mindset is everything. There are two core mindsets: scarcity and growth. Scarcity mindset says, there's never enough. It believes success is limited, and that wealth belongs to others, not you. It focuses on what's missing, what's hard, and what's impossible. And can't is its favorite word. Growth mindset, on the other hand, says, I can figure this out. It believes in learning, in trying, in finding a way forward. It's not blind optimism, it's inner strength. When people with a growth mindset face problems, they say things like, how can I afford this, or what can I learn from this? They keep moving, while the scarcity mindset shuts down. In personal finance, this difference is huge. People stuck in scarcity often use can't as an excuse to stay where they are. I can't save money, I can't invest, I can't start a business. That kind of talk narrows thinking. It blocks creativity. It stops people from even trying new financial habits that could change their lives. Psychologists have proven this through studies. The language we use around money actually shapes how we manage it. People who speak with possibility, who say things like I'm working toward it or I'll learn how, are more likely to budget better, save more, and take action on opportunities. Your words influence your brain's filters. If you say can't, your brain will ignore anything that suggests you can. It won't notice the open door. It won't spot the opportunity. But if you say, I'm figuring it out, your mind starts to search. It starts to believe. And that's when things begin to change. Picture someone who says, I can't invest, I don't know how. That person immediately closes the door. They don't research. They don't ask questions. They don't try. Even if an opportunity appears, they walk right past it. Not because it isn't real, but because their mindset won't let them see it. This is how can't becomes a habit. A wall. And the more it's repeated, the stronger that wall gets. Over time, they stop imagining success. They play it safe, settle for less, and accept struggle as normal. But not because they have to, because their language made them believe they had no other choice. Now compare that to someone who thinks like the wealthy. When they face the same challenge, they don't say, I can't. They ask, how can I make this work? If they don't know something, they say, where can I learn this? They're curious, not defeated. They don't see problems as walls, they see them as puzzles. Wealthy thinkers go even further. They ask things like, is this scalable, or can I turn this into income while I sleep? They aren't limited by what they don't know, they're powered by what they're willing to find out. Wealth experts like those at New Trader You talk often about this difference. They point out that success doesn't start with a bank account, it starts with language and mindset. When you speak from possibility, you train your brain to think in strategies, not excuses. Growth thinkers aren't always the smartest or richest to start with. But they're the ones who keep asking, exploring, and acting. They build wealth through expansion, not limitation. And it all begins with the words they allow themselves to say. It's simple, but powerful. It shifts the energy. It doesn't deny your current situation, but it keeps the door open. It tells your mind, I'm not stuck, I'm learning. And that one shift can change everything. Say it with conviction. Feel the difference when you speak it out loud. I'm working on it turns a dead end into a new path. It turns fear into curiosity, doubt into progress. It's a phrase that keeps you moving, growing, and reaching. Here's what it looks like in real life. Instead of I can't afford that, say I'm working on increasing my income. Instead of I can't save money, say I'm learning to manage my money better. Instead of I can't do this, say I'm figuring it out step by step. The change is small, but the impact is huge. You're no longer speaking from limitation. You're speaking from effort, growth, and belief. And over time, your brain responds to that tone. It begins to look for tools, ideas, and answers. You begin to feel empowered instead of helpless. People around you notice, too. When you speak with a sense of progress, it inspires confidence. It attracts better conversations, new opportunities, and stronger support. You become someone who doesn't shrink when faced with difficulty, but someone who stays open, focused, and resilient. This is what wealthy and successful people do without even realizing it. Their language always leans forward. It's filled with movement, not defeat. You can start that shift right now. One phrase. One sentence. Spoken with belief. That's how change begins. If you want to shift from a scarcity mindset to a wealth mindset, the first step is awareness. Tip 1. Start tracking your words. Pay attention to how often you say things like I can't, it's too hard, or that's impossible. These phrases may seem harmless, but they quietly shape how you think and what you believe is possible. As soon as you catch yourself saying one, replace it. Use a growth phrase instead. Try saying, I'm learning, I'm making progress, or I'll figure it out. Tip 2. Use growth prompts. When something feels out of reach, ask yourself, how can I make this happen? These types of questions challenge your brain to think bigger. They open the door to new ideas, instead of closing it with doubt. Even if you don't know the answer right away, asking the right question changes your mindset. Tip 3. Practice gratitude and an abundance mindset. Take time each day to notice what you already have. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful, it's about recognizing value. When you focus on abundance, your mind becomes trained to see opportunities instead of limits. This shift boosts your confidence and motivation, which are both essential for building wealth. Tip 4. Surround yourself with growth-minded people and content. What you listen to, watch, and read influences your thinking. Seek out stories of success, uplifting conversations, and advice from wealth experts. Tune into channels, podcasts, and books that help you think bigger. The more you're exposed to growth thinking, the more natural it becomes. Changing your words is more than just changing how you talk. It's about changing how you see yourself and your future. And that starts with small, daily choices you control. So today, try this, just once. Catch yourself using that old, limiting word, and replace it. Even a single change can open your mind to something new. Just once is enough to start building momentum. What word will you stop saying? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear what you're leaving behind and what powerful words you're choosing instead. And if you found this helpful, like this video and subscribe to our channel, Bright Mind Within. We've got more simple, powerful mindset hacks coming that you won't want to miss. Your words shape your world. Change your words, and watch your life transform.